Well, welcome to our team call. It is, guys, we have a week and a half left of August. How freaking crazy is that? August, September, October, November, December. 4 freaking months until like Christmas and New Year's. How insane is that, right? Okay, I want you to like take that in and think about what are your goals. I know a lot of you on here have goals to hit diamond. Some of you haven't hit emerald yet and are going to, but think about that. You can hit it in 30 days. You absolutely can if you put your mind to it. There's only 4 months left in the year. The work starts 6 months ago, right? And so it's time to put work in now to reach your goals before the end of the year. And you absolutely can. So a couple of weeks ago, I did this call on sort of like leadership and becoming a leader and baking it till you make it was kind of the main idea, and working off of your standards versus your emotions, just to kind of, reiterate all of that. And when you talk to people, just being excited. I have a group of girls pushing to diamond that, I'm kind of working with and everything. And I sent YouTube training today with Bonnie Engel on how she talks about from the very beginning, she didn't lie about her income, but she was really excited and she was confident going into those invites and messages because she knew where she was going, and she just talked about it as if she already had those accolades and that success because she knew that she was going there. And that's how I want you guys to think about it, is that you're already, that you're going there, even though you're not there yet. So, you don't have to have huge success to talk to people about coaching, to join your team, to, whatever. Everybody starts from ground zero, which is one thing I love about this, is this business does not play favorites at all. I've seen coaches like Kate Morgan, for example. I know most of you know who that is. She's 8 months into this business and she has Elite locked in her very first year, and she just paid off $10,000 of credit card debt and quit her full-time job. And so the possibilities are absolutely endless, but she just went in full force. She started from ground zero like everyone else, got started on her fitness journey and just started inviting people with confidence, knowing where she was going. So I want you to just kind of take that all in. And going into this topic today of leading a team, I talk so much, like I'll talk about it until I'm blue in the face, because I know that you have a reason for wanting this business to work. And, not everyone wants to make it their full-time income and make a real income from it, but the majority of you do. And to do that, you have to build a team, and it doesn't come at you right away. And one thing I want you to kind of think about, again, I got this from Bonnie, is this football analogy of, in football, not everyone is on defense. You take turns, offense, defense kind of thing. And when you're going down the field on offense, your whole team is pushing forward and you're going for a touchdown and you get the touchdown, right? Well, then you look back at your team after you've gotten this touchdown and you're waiting for everyone to keep moving forward with you. And you start to get into this defensive mindset of like checking where my emerald coach is at, where like, why isn't this person sending invites, why hasn't she posted, looking at your downline, like looking back where you're trying to go forward and getting this goal, but you're picking at where your team is and what your team is doing, and like why aren't you guys helping to move us forward, when in reality the things that you do to get you to emerald and get you to 3 coaches and to 4 coaches, those things are what's going to continue propelling you forward. So you can't play defense and try to drag people along, because, to put it into like, give a real example for me, when I started this team page, like our Dauntless Dynasty team page, there were 3 coaches in it: myself, Kelsey Norgal, and Sammy Arndt. And now, as you can see, you guys don't know who Sammy is, or most of you probably don't because she's not coaching anymore. And she's one of the girls who helped our team get to diamond. And for the longest time, I tried, I would look into the downline and see where she was at, and saw so often, like, you're so close, and you're about to lose your rank, and when I could have been continuing to invite people and move forward. But I kept micromanaging and playing defense, right? And she's not here anymore. So the people that get you to emerald, that get you to diamond, I know you've heard me say this before. Hopefully this analogy like helps kind of transition your mind. They're not going to essentially going to get you to where you want to go. So don't, keep dragging people on, and just look forward. What got you to where you are now? And I know some of you, maybe you don't have coaches yet. This still pertains to you. I want you to think about this as you're starting your business, because I know we have a lot of new coaches coming in, which is honestly so exciting. But as you're starting your business, I want you to know that the way you build residual income and greater monetary success is by, over time, building a team. It's not something that happens overnight, and I totally get that. I know some coaches like Lindsay Stay, maybe you guys don't know who that is. Before coaching, she was actually in jail. So I'll plug my fan in. Before coaching, she was in jail, and she was told that the only way she would never get a job. The only job that she would ever have would be if she were to work for herself and start a business. Like, she was honestly told that, and now she is earning millions of dollars through Beachbody. But she didn't start out that way. She started out really slow, and it wasn't until 5 years into her business that she started seeing success, and now she's earning millions and millions from coaching. And then there are coaches who, again, like Bonnie Engel and Emily Faber and Kate Morgan, who had faster success. So if it's not happening for you ASAP, know that that's not necessarily the norm. It depends on the work you put in, how strategic you are with your time, and all of that. So just keep that in mind. But the moral of that story was that in order to get that residual income, you have to build a team. And going off of building a team, once you start to build a team, I want you to remember this: speed of the leader, speed of the pack. Your team, the coaches that you bring on, will only ever do half or less of what you do. So if you're only hitting Success Club 6, do not expect your coaches to hit Success Club 2 even. Definitely not 5 or 10. That's not to say that it'll never happen, because I have seen it happen, but it's very, very rare that it does happen. So have you been hitting Success Club? If not, have you been inviting? If you look at your previous 2 days, what did your business building activities look like? And we know that there are 4 vital behaviors for a reason: being a product of the product, personal development to grow your mind, inviting people to join you, and then recognizing people for this, that, and the other thing. Those are the 4 business building activities. Number 1 being inviting. So the last 2 days, how many invites did you send? How many hours did you spend actually working your business versus scrolling social media, or checking your challengers, or looking into your downline, or seeing if this person hit enter or submitted their enrollment yet? Because if you continue to just, I hope this person submits their enrollment, that's one more coaches on my team, you have to keep moving forward. They're going to do it when they're ready to do it, whether or not you continue trying to kind of tug on them or not. So what did your past 2 days look like? And if you look at it and you're like, well, what I did the past 2 days is not going to get me to Success Club, do not expect your coaches, your team, to do even half of what you did the past 2 days, okay? So kind of, what is a leader? We talked about, faking it until you making it, until you making it, until you make it, setting the pace for your team, being resourceful. And I have to shout a couple people out. There are so many more that I could shout out, but Mackenzie, for example, I don't know if she's, yep, here. I know Mackenzie is resourceful, hey girl, in that she searches YouTube for trainings and different ways to do things. And she's on her stories every day. And I know I see a lot of you on your stories and everything. So don't think that I don't see you guys all. I do watch all of you. But Mackenzie, she's on her stories. She's resourceful. I asked her, because I'm trying to help her push for a goal. And I asked her, I was like, oh, do you know who whatever is, or have you ever watched anything? And she's like, dude, I just spent the past however many hours watching trainings from her. And she brought this idea to me. She's like, we should start doing this on our team page. And so I know that she's being resourceful and she's seeking out other trainings to help grow her business. And she's taking action and putting it into her own hands and not waiting for me to tell her, hey, go do this. Like, she's doing that herself and then coming to me when she's, kind of stuck. That's what you should do. You should go to your upline coach when you're kind of feeling stuck and you need advice or whatever, or maybe different ideas to try new things. But otherwise, you should seek out trainings for yourself and then share it with your team maybe. And then another, Rachel and Megan, when they first joined, I started a group chat with them and is like, hey, you guys are both super into fitness, personal trainers, both are moms, new moms, and both want to work this business. You guys should be success partners. And at the beginning, Rachel was super excited. Megan wasn't ready to kind of dive all in quite yet. And then down the road, when Megan was ready to dive in, keeping in mind that I did not go to Megan and say, are you ready yet? Are you ready yet? Are you ready yet? Every month I would check in on her and say, hey, how's your fitness journey going? Do you have any questions? Can I help with anything? And I left it at that. If she asked for help, I was willing to help her. If not, I didn't keep going back. And now Megan, I saw recently ran her own coaching sneak peek. She's taking leadership and bringing new coaches on and invited her coaches to join her sneak peek with her. And Rachel and Megan are, they're running a challenge group together and using this idea of a success partner, which is something that Mackenzie brought to my attention again, that I used to try and set people up with success partners and I totally stopped. So this idea of finding someone who has similar goals to you and working with them to help your teams. So you're bouncing ideas off each other. Okay, how can we motivate our teams? How can we, what are you doing? Maybe you're doing something that I'm not doing, and kind of working together, setting weekly goals. Maybe you do weekly Zoom calls, whatever it is, but finding somebody who has a similar goal to you, who's at a similar place in their business as you are, to work together. And so Megan and Rachel took leadership in doing that together and are now running a challenge group and are actively, and I know a lot of you are. So again, please don't think that I don't see all of you, because I absolutely do. But they're actively bringing more coaches onto their team. And the next thing I want to touch on with leading a team is, I talked about residual income and monetary success comes from building a team. With that, I also talked about doing the activities of how you got to Emerald, how you got to Diamond is going to get you, you always need to be in phase one. You always need to be adding new people and running challenge groups and all of that. That never changes. The activities in this business never change. The only thing that really changes is social media. We kind of stay up with there. But when you're bringing new coaches on your team, I see so many people, and I'll use myself as an example, but trying to all of a sudden create all of these team trainings and trying to reinvent the wheel when it's, you're not to a place yet where you have a big enough team to take a little bit of time away from inviting people to create those trainings. So even me, the majority of my paychecks comes from team cycle bonuses, which, once you're Emerald and above, you can start to earn those, but that's the majority of my paycheck. And so I teamed up with Rachel and we are doing this new coach mentorship. Other than that, I do these team calls, but I don't really do anything more than that. I direct people to YouTube trainings and do all this other stuff, but people try so hard to be in this huge leadership role that these top coaches have their own website and they have their own new coach training and their own this and their own that, when you're taking time away from building your business and staying in phase one. So what I would encourage you to do if as you start to build a team is start a PS coach page where, you're adding your coaches into your own page. Remember, when I started this page, it was me and 2 other people, and that was it. Now there are 70-ish people in here, and a lot of discount coaches that aren't added. So we have like a much bigger organization, but it started with just me and 2 other people. And all I did was I would just post a couple trainings, or I would take screenshots of conversations to show what I was doing. So do that with your new coaches versus trying to create all of these trainings with them. And then bring them into our team calls. Give them the link to Janelle's Thursday team calls, which I always share with you guys because I'm not going to try and reinvent that training. They have awesome trainings that I want you guys to hear it from them. So I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. And you shouldn't either until you grow a big enough team where you have a big enough paycheck coming from helping your team to be successful. So a couple takeaways right now is always be on offense, never be on defense. Speed of the leader, speed of the pack. You have to set your pace. Evaluate your day every single day. At the end of the day, I started doing this honestly just a week ago. I just started doing this a week ago. Every night before bed, I have a little journal next to my bed, and I just ask myself, I write the date and did what I did today, is that going to help me move my business forward? I just ask myself that, and I reevaluate, okay, what did I do today? Did I spend too much time checking my Coach Online office? Did I spend too much time mindlessly scrolling social media? Did I spend too much time in my challenge group? I try to make it a priority to only check into my challenge group twice a day. And every Sunday, I check in with a one-on-one message to my customers and see how they're doing, how they're feeling kind of thing, so that I'm still, mentoring them and trying to help them to get results. But I'm not spending all my time there because I still need to be bringing in new people and whatnot. So I evaluate my day and ask myself if what I did today is helping me move forward, grow bigger business, be more financially successful than I already have been, and like all of this. So reevaluate yourself. Do you need to make changes in places? Do you need to set timers? I have timers that go off and like little dings. I use Google Calendar now, and I literally schedule out every minute for the most part of my day, because we know if you're a mom, you know that your kids are like chaotic. So for the most part, I schedule out my day. Let's see. Other than that, that's really it. It's just putting yourself out there, faking it till you make it on your social media, in your private messages. Don't feel a need to reinvent the wheel until you're at a secure place where you can start kind of making your own trainings. I remember I tried to do that once, like a year ago, where I was like, I'm gonna create my own trainings. And I spent all this time and I rewatched them and I was like, these are terrible. And no wonder no one's seeing any success or wanting to like stick with me, because, I was, the point is like, I tried it didn't work. And I realized that I was spending way too much time doing something that I wasn't really in a position to take time away from the vital behaviors yet. And I moved forward. And then the last kind of analogy that I want to give you is that I want you to be a slingshot. I want you to reevaluate your business. What are the activities you're doing? If you do nothing else, like I would rather you invite, in terms of building your business, I would rather you invite than I would rather you to work out, because inviting is the number one income producing activity. You have to invite people in order to grow your business, in order to get more people to join you. And I shared that video in the team page, was it yesterday or the day before, that I had such a dry spell of no. I went in the corner and I cried. I am not kidding you. I went and I sat in a corner and I cried. I was like, okay, regroup. What I have to offer is a gift. And I shared that with you guys, and I had a lot of positive feedback that like some of you were feeling the same way. But pushing forward, setting the pace, right? I shared that I was hearing no's, but that I was pushing forward, setting the pace for you guys. And I've signed 2 people up today. One was the coach. I have 5 people interested and 2 more enrollments out, because I pushed through. And it was really hard, and I did cry, and it happens sometimes. That is not the first time I've cried, and it won't be the last, but I pushed through. So to be the slingshot, sometimes, you know, with a slingshot, if you want that sucker to go flying, you have to pull it back. And sometimes you have to pull it back further than what you think you have to. So maybe you need to take a step back, you know, still send invites out, but reevaluate, you know, are you being like an icky salesperson? Are you coming from a good place, or, you know, whatever feels good to you? Or are you just trying to mock someone else, even though it's not authentic to who you are? Are you posting, you know, valuable content on social media versus like, here's me in my Beachbody Performance, drank my Energize today. So someone can go Google what is Energize and then purchase it off of Joe Schmo, versus, you know, having to ask you what it is. Are you putting valuable content out there? So evaluating yourself, pulling back as far as you need to slingshot yourself forward, to hit Success Club, to grow a team, to build a business. Do you guys have any questions? Does that, like, what I hope that you got from this call is relief, I guess, because we talk so much about leadership and you have to build a team and this, that, and the other thing. And I remember feeling super overwhelmed and like I needed to be this huge leader and like leading everyone. But then I learned that those who want to be here are going to make it work, and those who don't are going to quit, and that's okay. Because all of you guys on here, like, I want you to be here. I've built some really awesome friendships from this, and I feel like I actually have business partners and new friendships, which is super awesome. But do you guys have any questions about whether it's about leading a team, getting new coaches started right, responding to invites, getting through the no's, anything at all? Awesome. You guys are awesome. Okay. Well, have a good rest of your night then. Please remember that you have an incredible opportunity to be in Shaun T's test group. I started working with a new success partner. This is the last thing I'm going to say, I swear. Promise. I started working with a new success partner because this book that I've read 3 times now, and I'm going to read it a 4th, constantly says, if you want to be a millionaire, talk to billionaires. Obviously, I'm not there yet. So I made it a huge effort to talk to people who are working at a higher pace and at a higher whatever than I am. What was I just about to say? Oh, and so I'm working with 3 people essentially. I have 3 success partners, and I do different things with them. And this one, we made it a goal to hit Success Club 30 by tomorrow. I did not hit it, but she texted me today, and she hit it because, you know, we pushed each other, and I'm hired further than I would have been without her. But she is like pushing super hard to get into that Shaun T test group, and I know that you guys can do it. For most of you, I'm looking at you, most of you, Success Club 40 to 50 is what you should essentially shoot for. And I don't want you to think like, oh my gosh, that's so far out of reach. It's really not. If you get disciplined with your time over the next week and a half and send more invites than anything else, I 100% believe that you can hit that. So don't forget about that opportunity. It's going to be absolutely, absolutely amazing. But you guys have a good rest of your night. I swear that's it. And we'll talk to you later.